There aren't a lot of hills in this flat county of Meath which don't have some association with St. Patrick. Slane, for instance, which is only 12 miles away over there as the crow flies, is where the saint lit the paschal fire on that Easter morning of the year 433 in defiance of the orders of the High King Lóegaire. For this is Tara, the hill of Tara, to which Patrick came on that Easter Monday morning to argue with the king and his angry druids and to defeat them in acts of magic and of piety. But this is legend, I'm afraid. That's all. Because though it's more than likely that Patrick did indeed come here because the court was sitting here, we've no actual historical confirmation of this and probably never will have. So we must assume that the saint came here. And in fact, this is what the people who erected this rather shoddy statue of St. Patrick did. They assumed that he came here. But beside this statue lies a relic of a more romantic Tara, the Tara of the pagan Irish and their high kings. This is it. This stone, the Leafoil, which played an important part in the inauguration of the kings who claimed to rule not just Tara, but the whole of Ireland. Here again, alas, tradition and supposition plays its part. Until recently, it wasn't possible to say an awful lot for sure about this rambling hill with its mounds and its ditches. A century ago, for instance, a bunch of English weirdies who called themselves the British Israelites came here to look for the Ark of the Covenant. They dug, but they didn't find it. Then in 1952, Professor Sean P. O'Riordan began his excavations, first in the Rath of the Synods, later at the Mound of the Hostages. Now, what is Tara? Well, to look at, it's a big hill of 500 feet with a wide outlook over the central plain of Ireland. Crowning its ridge is a series of earthworks. In the centre is the great hill fort of Raghnaree, and inside the great mound of the Hostages and two large ring forts. To the north lies the Rath of the Synods and the great parallel banks of the so-called banqueting hall. After Professor O'Riordan's death, Professor Rory de Valera took over the excavation of the Mound of the Hostages and continued the scientific investigation into the lives and deaths of the people who lived here before St. Patrick brought the torch of Christianity to these plains of Meath.